Yay, done. Yo, yo, yo. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Weekly SEO. Hey, Yağmur, how's it going?
Hey, Roman. It's fine. Not too bad. How are you?
All good. All good. It's just rain outside, so it makes me a little bit sad
Yes,
because
I'm
as
here.
a mountain biker, I really like cycling, but I can't because it's raining outside, so it
Yeah.
makes me a little bit sad. So that's
It's a good day to stay home. And, it's a good day to have this show and, be home.
so tired of that, COVID,
Yeah.
some boring stuff. So, how was your week? How is going after
Well,
European Awards?
yeah, I watched the first game with Italy in here with my friends. So we lost, unfortunately, but it's okay. Yeah, I couldn't watch the others, but I think it's going fine in here because I've been very busy this week. So thankfully, in this show, I will, have my energy back for the weekend. So it's good to be here.
Nice. So we have around 10 people right now. Adam, hey, Yusuf, Marina, another Adam, the same Adam. So it's been 2 weeks since our last weekly SEO. Weekly. So I want just to say sorry because in the last week we couldn't make that. But this week we came with Yağmur, and I am so delighted she accepted my invitation. And she is one of my favorite SEO doers in the world. So
Thanks.
instead of introduce yourself, because it's the hardest part of the slides, I guess,
Yeah.
I will let you spin your introduction.
Okay. Shall I start with the presentation or yeah?
Yep.
Hey,
Carol. Hey, Shine.
Okay. Can you see my screen right now?
Yep.
I'm gonna make it bigger. So yeah, who am I? It's like a very difficult question for a person, I guess. So I'm Yağmur Şimşek, and I've been working as an SEO analyst for almost 2 years, but I also had a background in content writing and management, like for almost 5 years. I had a chance to work with B2B and B2C clients, which also gave me the perspective when it comes to SEO and content strategies in terms of growth and organic growth. So yeah, fun facts about me: I'm a coffee addict, which is not surprised being in this industry, but I've been a former barista as well because I wanted to learn more and had some certificates and worked for a barista in the coffee shop manager for a while. Just enjoyed to be in that environment as well. And I'm a beginner lyricist. It's actually I write some songs, but I also wanted to play them. So that's why I learned a few chords, and now it's like a process for me just improving my skills and playing my own songs. And the last thing would say about myself would be travel enthusiast. I created a community platform called Just Boutique. We are like as travel enthusiasts, digital nomads, and remote workers, like the volunteer community, are getting together to share our experiences and also tips and the knowledge during this journey. The platform aims for the future. It aims to bring local businesses like boutique places with their potential customers together, and also like create a very generous environment in terms of the offers that we will be providing each other, like barter opportunities, etc. So it's kind of a very dreamy project for me. So it's an ongoing part, and hopefully it's going to be a bigger community in the future.
So you also are entrepreneur.
Yeah, let's say like entrepreneur for now. I mean, I wouldn't call myself, since we're like have these valuable entrepreneurs in the world. But it's kind of a very, very small project I started last year, and now we are like getting bigger as a community, and hopefully it's going to be a very diverse community in the future. So fingers crossed.
So how many coffees, by the way, do you drink daily?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, I reduced my coffee consumption because of the health reasons. So for now, I drink 4 a day.
Oh, daily?
Yeah. I mean, it's like the
That's too much.
most part. Well, I also have like this decaffeinated types of coffees at home. Just if I somehow want to drink coffee and cheat myself. Yeah.
So right now we have around 20 people. Hey everyone again. So my name is Roman Damita. I am director of SEO at Bookstores, and here I am today. So let's go through what we'll cover today, Yağmur.
So I will be covering some B2B SEO perspectives, like where should B2B companies start while working on SEO projects, or also the top 4 considerations when it comes to B2B SEO. These considerations are something that I have experienced during my journey in SEO and content. So I believe that maybe most of them are very familiar to you, but I thought that it would be good to share a few examples, go over it, and also share my own experiences that resulted in a really good and positive ways. Yeah, I think Roman also will cover some stuff.
Yeah, I wanted also to cover with my colleagues, some of my colleagues, but they are not here because of a reason. So today I will cover an announcement regarding page experience, which we waited a really long time. It will be about page experience algorithm update, which was rolled out this week. And then a B2B blog post example that will show some useful ideas for your blog, and an analysis of your competitors' landing pages. Also, Google ignores some backlinks. And then I have a tool which I want to share with you. It's not mine, of course. It's someone's tool, but I really want to share it because it's really useful and also free. So let's start the show.
Let's get started then. So where should B2B companies start while working on SEO and content strategies? This is the title that we were going to cover. First thing is first, do we know the difference between B2B and B2C when it comes to SEO? I'm sure that you already know the difference in general point of view, but I also wanted to add some additional considerations, like when you are going to start to do B2B SEO, you first need to be aware of that you're going to be selling your product, service, or whatever is to other businesses rather than customers. So this is the first thing that you need to keep in mind before you create your strategies ahead. And the second part is, in B2C, we mostly focus on sales and revenue, or sometimes like the organic growth because of you have like content page, etc. But on the other hand, with the B2B, we mostly focus on leads and engagement. So this is also an important part of the process that we're gonna cover later. And B2B involves more decision makers, while you are focusing on mostly a single person and their perspectives in B2C. Because with the B2B, you need to convince them to make a decision for a long-term process. So this involves more decision makers from the companies. It depends on the companies, if it's a big company or a small company, but these are the general aspects that we need to keep in mind. And considering this, you also need to keep this in mind while you are doing your keyword research, because when you are focusing on a single person, you have one point to look for the different keyword combinations, but it seems like similar. But in the B2B part, you don't need to you just don't look at the first one person. you also look from the different decision makers' point of views, like, for example, the managers or the experts in the company or the financial department or the marketing department. And these are the buyer personas that you need to think about it before. So yeah. So when we think that, is it possible to create your whole SEO and content strategy with easy questions? And there are like 3 questions I always keep in mind: that why you created this website, who is your target audience, and what are the business needs and goals of your potential visitors or let's say clients or partners. So at this point, I mean, this looks also like, Yağmur, you are not telling something different and unique than I know. Yes, I can agree with that, but I think these are the parts that we always miss in the beginning of the the SEO projects or the company marketing phases. So you first need to think about your website's purpose. Why did you create your website? Is it like is it for collecting leads or selling your product over there? Or is it just because to increase your brand awareness, or you just opened that website to be shown in your signs, or email signs, or your business cards? It is a really important part. And then you need to define your target audience. Like we say that there are like more decision makers in B2B parts. So you need to define that decision makers or others that would affect their decisions. That's why you also need to create your buyer personas first before you created your whole SEO and content strategy. And then once you decide this, the third question comes easily, like you're going to be aware of their needs and their goals, etc.
I observed that when we ask ourselves questions regarding a website as SEOs, not client side, I observed that we have some answers, and we can create strategies for that with that answers. But what do you think, besides these 3 questions, which is the more important, like, to ask a B2B client as an SEO, of course?
Yeah, as an SEO, for example, as an SEO, I first ask my potential clients that what are their first aims, like doing this SEO project with me, because when we are not defining our KPIs, we are not going anywhere. So we just need to make sure that our KPIs are really on the road and we are on the same page with the client. Because if they think that SEO is just gaining traffic to the website, I think it's like a very generic approach, and at the end you're not going to go anywhere with that approach, just thinking that side. So that's why you need to ask your customers or potential clients their first purposes and also their buyer personas that they have in mind, or their competitors, because maybe they think that they have, for example, XXX competitors, but maybe their organic competitors are different. So discover them and show them the difference, and give them another perspective, for example. So
totally agree with you.
Yeah, I would think from that side as well. So before I go into the details, I just wanted to share a very quick one slide that like another secret things to consider about your website SEO, because these SEO things, like this checklist, is never changing for any other website, like either B2C or B2B. You just need to make sure that you done your keyword research properly. You think about your website's information architecture audit. By the way, I recently wrote a blog post about this. So if you wanna give it a read and go into details, just you can click on the link after the show and the presentation will be published. So after you've done a proper keyword research, you'll have it all. So you can use that keyword research while you are considering your category structure on the audit, and then while you are creating your content strategy, while you are optimizing your on-page SEO stuff, like just be honest, sometimes we are lazy. I mean, if I'm a B2B side, talking from the B2B side, sometimes we are being lazy to, apply the strategies that we already know, like titles, descriptions, headings, immediate text. I know it's not like something different we know in the industry, but I think this is something we need to face with ourselves. Like, I also have a website, justboutique.co. So sometimes I even forget, or I even don't give attention to, fill these details because I don't find the time for that, So we need to cover all the basics first, then go in deeper strategies. So, and once you that keyword research, you can also use that while you are doing your internal linking strategy, using the proper anchor text and keywords. And the one of the most important part is like the technical SEO part. So you should identify your quick wins while you're also focusing on your long-term and technical SEO efforts. So you need to fix your internal, external broken links, make sure your sitemap and robot.txt are updated or not. You are not preventing any important page from Google to index it. So you make sure your website's load speed is well and optimized, and you are using the HTTPS, like structured data improvements, if they are meaningful for your website. So that kind of stuff. These are the stuff that you need to think before you go deep into your SEO and content efforts, and before you invest in your content in overall.
Definitely, they are fundamentals, but without fundamentals, you can't go to another step, because fundamentals make the website more clearly, more optimized. So titles, descriptions, headings, image alt texts. In case of a website, it's really like medium to huge enterprise, then you can't go over it.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, for example, you created a really good content strategy for your blog, let's say, for your B2B website blog. And you are sure that you're gonna smash it and get lots of customers to your website and turn them into clients and blah blah. But in the beginning, if you are somehow disallowing that page from Google to index it, it's like what is the point that you invest in content? It's just a waste of money or the time and effort. So we need to think that parts. So. Definitely. Having this in mind, I also wanted to share with you like top 4 considerations when it comes to B2B SEO and content strategies. And I wanted to tell this process through examples. And I picked a few examples. And the first one is, and actually most one that I want to talk about, is Airbnb for work strategy. Actually, this is not like so well known at the moment. But I wanted to pick this because maybe in the future, if it's going to be so popular in terms of the organic traffic and B2B case study, you will remember me that I was telling this in this show. So Airbnb recently, released the new dashboard for companies to manage their travel plans of their employees in a very efficient and also, the cost-effective way. So they actually define their personas as companies, or any companies that need like travel management and plans for their employees. So with these examples, I'm gonna tell you what I was thinking about these strategies. So first one is creating your content strategy considering different buyer personas of your product, service, or platform. Because you may be selling a product, or you're selling your service to the companies, or you would have like a platform that you present subscription offers or types of your business. So we mentioned that this includes more decision makers, and at the same time this results with like different search intents. What Airbnb done is like creating different categories and also different content to convince different departments of the companies. For example, Mark Papel, I hope I pronounced the name correctly, Global Travel Manager of Autodesk, he mentioned in their testimonial that the only reason they were able to incorporate Airbnb into program is the integration with ISOS. So in Airbnb, they shared these integrations on their solutions page. So this man were probably were looking the integration part. So once he landed the page, once he searched for the solutions, he saw the integrations part, and then maybe saw that it's integrated with that. So and then decided to work with Airbnb for Work project and dashboard. And another example is Digital Agents Network. They already defined their personas with like digital agencies, marketers, small business owners, and startups and researchers. Once you are sure about your buyer personas or visitor personas, it is more likely to create like very considered and focused content strategies, and it is more likely to get them and turn them into your potential clients.
Yep.
So I'm gonna match them together, like discovering keywords with low search volume but high value. So here's another example. People sometimes ignore the quality when it comes to the quantity of the search volume. So it is okay to have like have a content with keywords resulting in low search volumes in Google, but we need to make sure that in B2B industry we have a lot of keywords with low search volumes, but they have like high potential to as a potential customers in the future. So once we think about from their perspective, for example, Airbnb again gave a very good example for that, because they are focusing on companies and maybe mostly in their travel aspect of the company's projects. So they, for example, created the content mentioning about company travel policy. So they covered like these global volumes, let's say 10, 20, 30, 200. So these are the very low volumes, but when it comes to their quality and like the niche traffic, I think they covered it all. So we will probably not now, but we're gonna see that they will be covering that kind of content and also gaining that niche traffic from to their websites.
Let me say you something to you all. It's about a strategy, I think, because I saw some cases where a big website or just a blog is starting to cover some specific topics. So in this example, company travel policy, it doesn't have much search volume monthly. But if these companies keep doing sharing this blog posts, users will start to engage with this content. And then they will refer to another friend and their friend to another friends and to more connections. So actually users will start to increase the search volume of these long tail keywords. So you don't need to care too much about the search volume, because users will create the search volume because maybe right now they don't have a lot of search volume, but in the future you will get more potential for that keywords, for these keywords.
Yeah, definitely. Once you have this content, you just need to benefit from it as much as you can, like from the social media platforms, from maybe the webinars, maybe the podcast series, anything like videos related to it. So you just need to take care of your content, because you already spent time for it, and you just need to benefit as much as you can. Just you need to go wild and try to play with these kind of keywords and see which ones are working in the long term or which ones are not. So it's a good approach, and thanks for the comment, by the way. So yeah, and the third one is showing your know-how and building trust over time. We know that this is going to be a long-term investment when we look at from the company side. So since it's going to be a long-term effort, it's also a long-term effort for SEOs, because over time, we need to build some trust so that these people, like potential customers, would think about that we know this stuff when it comes to paying and purchasing our service or product. So you can publish thought leadership articles, case studies, industry reports, guides, checklists, templates, like whatever to show your expertise in this area. Because once they reach out to your website with this kind of content, you will be the one they think about when they need your product, But sorry about this ambulance noise.
No.
So, for example, again, this is the reason that I picked this Airbnb for Work project. They again publish like customer stories so that they could show that like some case studies and they have been, potentially reaching. And for example, they also shared some helpful articles to, make their potential customers feel confident about what they are doing. So these are the things that you are building trust over time. For example, like again, case studies. They collaborated with Tulane University, so they told about their experience with Airbnb for Work or tech startup Voxpro. So that kind of stuff are increasing the trust over the time. Other example, this is from like a fintech company, Tide. So they are also presenting master classes to the small business owners and educate them through their journey. So this means that once these small business owners need some financial stuff to pay for it, or any bank, any financial need, they will think about Tide in the future because they remember that they already joined their masterclass and they already saw their expertise, so they will trust Tide in terms of their financial stuff. This is another example for this. Or, for example, SEMrush. We know SEMrush is it's a very huge tool that you can do it all, like content, SEO, marketing, and local SEO, everything that you can find in the dashboard. But they also publish blog posts, including the case studies to show people that how they can reach their potential goals or aims using SEMrush platform and dashboard, just collaborating with like expertise agencies or professionals to show how it is gonna work. So it's another example to be part. Again, Uber is both B2C and B2B like Airbnb. And so Uber Eats is like focusing on both the venue owners and also the customer side. So what they are doing in the content part is they're also, they are, as you can see here, they are taking their contents who appeals to business owners and then do a proper link building from their content. For example, they released how to enhance your customer and employee experience using vouchers. So this is kind of a B2B content. And from that content, they also link to their B2C products and also their Uber Eats products. So it's kind of the company owners approach, but at the same time, they also have like links to their B2C products. So once you see this as your playground, it becomes more joyful when you're in this journey, because the more you research about your buyer personas or your company and industry, the more you create new ideas. So that's why actually it's very important to give, for example, if you're a company who will work with SEO professional, it's really important to give all the information you could give as an insight to the SEO team. For example, or also if you are doing it, like if you are a small company and if you are not working with anyone for SEO, you can think like by yourself. But with your target audience are searching in Google right now, just think about it. Like, what would I be searching if I, for example, was the venue owner who's about to, find software for my order table link,
Yep.
or just have a quick look at, after you think about it, just write on the Google, just have a quick look about the top page results and see what people are publishing about this content, and also find ideas if you could be publishing a better content than these content, and then voila, you have this unique content idea, and then maybe your title is not going to be a very, very different one, but if you really cover the best topic and best details in if you make your research well, you will be having the outcomes in time. For example, you can also benefit from different data, like questions asked on social media channels, because you need to understand your B2B clients and partners, what they are asking for, what they are searching for. Because when you are going to create a content, you need to understand their needs, So just focus on their social media questions and forums, on the questions on the forums, or join the sector related webinars and see what people are searching or writing in the comments, what they're asking to the speakers. These questions are like insights that, okay, I need to cover this topic as well, because people are searching for it from my environment. So like chatbot conversations, like site search queries, for example. If you have a search bar in your site, just follow the site search queries as well, because these are also important insights that you need to think about. People are searching for it. So if you just imagine, if you create a content which is exactly what they are looking for, it would be eventually coming to you as a new customer, new visitor.
Yeah,
that kind of thing that you need to think over time. And I mean, if you're SEO working at the B2B company, I think it's more easier to adapt these changes, because you have one brand, you have one industry to focus, so just go wild. But if you're, of course, SEO, if you're an SEO working at the agency, of course, it takes time to understand this industry, but just go and join their events, webinars, just see what are they talking about and what are their needs and pain points.
I totally agree with these tips, and it amazes me when we can find something really insightful. Basically, like you can simple search for something on Google, choose the time, like the date on settings, and find something there, like what Uber blog posted in the last 1 week. Or you can use a lot of search operators to find out what your competitors is answering, or what kind of stuff users asking on forums or on Reddit, because there are a lot of like business questions. So Uber, for example, has a lot of maybe issues on a website. For example, we know Şikayet Var on Turkey. I don't know on London or UK what you have there, but you can find a lot of troubles there. So you can answer some of them, or you can have some ideas from there. So it's really basic to find out. It's really simple to find out something insightful. Also, this one on analytics that you gave, search terms, it's also very easy to use. And for example, on e-commerce, if your website doesn't get much search bar on your website, you can use Amazon. Like if you have that products, you can use Amazon's search bar, because Amazon search bar is something like Google's automatic suggestions search terms. So you can use for free, and it's very simple to use.
Yeah, definitely. It's a really good point, actually, the Amazon search.
Yep.
They are so insightful. And the fourth one is focusing on link building and growth efforts by maintaining long-lasting relationships with other websites, other partners, organizations, individuals. So we know that, in Turkey, I actually didn't have a chance to experience this area of link building. Like, the natural organic link building, let's say. So, but from the global part, I had a chance to experience this, and I saw a few concepts are working very well, and you can benefit from them in many perspectives. So I just wanted to share some tips about them. For example, we know that listing posts are gaining too much traffic, but there are a lot of listing posts in Google, like top blah 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 tools, or best vegan restaurants in London, that kind of listing posts. But the thing is, the listing posts should not be so easy to create. I mean, if you are really doing your search well, if you are really considering your audience and creating a very good quality content, you can benefit from it like in many ways. For example, I've been collaborating with Startups of London team to create this ultimate guide for co-working spaces in London. This is a very new content piece. But when you search for it, there are a lot of content in Google you can find easily, and we are not at the top right now, but we are getting our position in there. So what we've done is we made our research, because we analyzed the top page that are resulting in these kind of queries, and we saw that they were like just not I just don't want to say easy, but like not well considered posts, just sharing the website links and the names, and that's all. But what we wanted to do that, we really wanted to help people who are looking for the best places in terms of their preferences, like maybe the location, or maybe the price, maybe the activities they having, or the neighborhood, like if they have pubs around there, or the station is close to there or not, or anything like that would imagine. And also our comment on why this co-working space is really great for your choice. So once we did this research, we also created a tier list, let's say. So we actually gave numbers, and we scored the amenities and the location or activities, and then we came up with a list of hours to give the best ones to the industry enthusiasts. So this was like one of the examples that really is having a really good attention from the search, because from here you can also have like long-lasting relationships with these co-working spaces, like because you're already covering them, you already know lots of things about them, and then now you can start a conversation with them, and increase the things that you can do together in terms of content, like you can record a video together, or you can record a podcast, or you can ask them to share their opinions about it and publish a guest post belong to them. So this is like a very first place to start conversation with your potential B2B audience. So I just wanted to share it this. And so, I mean, once you got this kind of blog post, you can start content collaborations and ask for like backlink in return, because you are already promoting their service, venues, or tools. So you can just have this conversation, and they can just reach out to you, because maybe they also already saw that you included them. So it's kind of a win-win situation, and you can have the content collaboration just starting from here, from that post, and then you can also find other websites to gain backlink from, and just start the conversation with them as well, and ask for the link inclusion, etc. Sorry. So these posts are also valuable asset for other PR purposes. For example, if any HR tech company are listed in this blog post, and then they can use this information without asking you, without you are spending time for it. They can even use this kind of content in their career page, job post. This is like an example to use one content in different places, different platforms, because this Beamery startup has been listed in the top HR tech startups listing post, and then they use this recognition in their job posts, and because they want a very niche and talented employees, and maybe the industry focused employees, so they also want to show their startup is recognized by well-known websites and well-known professionals. So they give you link from here without asking you anyway. So you just have this backlink, like effortless backlink with a really good quality content. This is like another example that you can go and widen your perspective.
So Yağmur, about backlinks, it's a generic question, by the way. Also, we have a question, but I don't know if you know the answer. So my question is about backlinks. Not everyone, but a lot of people is saying that SEO is dead. What we are doing right here, SEO is dead. Why we are talking about SEO? So is backlink dead? Do you think it's still worth to make like link building?
I think it works if you really know what you are doing, because I'm quite against to gain these backlinks in like anywhere that you can get from. It's not the way that you need to do it, but it's the way that you need to consider a lot before doing it, or before investing it, because we know that it's not a secret that some websites are asking for payment, some are looking for natural relationships in terms of backlink bartering and etc., or collaborations, let's say. So I think it's very important to find the websites that really means something to your industry and your website content at the moment, from my perspective, of course. But for example, in this content example, this is probably this startup company is featuring themselves in the startup jobs platform. So once you get a link from like startups.jobs to startupsoflondon.com with a very high quality and niche keywords, I think this is very valuable. But it depends on what it depends on your purpose in terms of getting backlinks. If you just want to increase your domain authority, it's not enough just doing backlink. You need to create quality content, or you need to present a very good user experience on your website, or your website needs to be a quick one when the main pages are opening. So it's all, I think it's when it all comes together, it really means something. But only backlink is not going to save your life, or without it, maybe you will build the domain authority over time. But if you want something quicker or safe, you just need to think about every aspect of SEO and go into the result.
Yep.
Yeah, this is just my perspective, by the way. So and other example that you can build backlinks in natural way, that you can, if your website allows, if you are producing content, and if you are, for example, publishing news, guest posts, etc., you can consider media sponsorships or media partnerships, because there are many events in your there might be many events in your industry, and if you can somehow reach out to them and start conversation saying that, look, these are the things that I can offer to you, and I want to be a media sponsor of your event, and also give you some exposure on social media, let's say, or in my newsletter. So you can just start conversation with them, and you can get a link to your logo from your logo to your website. So these are like a win-win situation, and events are always ready for that. So also, this is also another important part, that you need to be visible in the industry. So it's another benefit of this kind of approach. You're gonna be seen in the media partners website of the niche events that in your industry. Another example for that, backlink, for example. Or Fora is a co-working space, and when I checked their residents, I saw that, and I checked their backlinks, and I saw that they have a backlink from their residents' website, because they already have this business partnership, because British Fashion Council has rented a place from Fora probably, and maybe they ask for a backlink from them, or they just included them. So it's like, just think about your, for example, vendors from the B2B side, or your clients that you already have. Just make sure that you are visible from your client's website. If you have a really good relationship with them, you can ask for it. You can just say that, let's publish a news about your product, and then you can give a link to this publication from your website. Just make some conversation with them. Just open that area for yourself and see what's going to happen. I mean, maybe you've got like 100 clients, but maybe 3 of them are going to answer your question. But I think it's worth to try and see if there is a potential for that. And then you can, once you have just one example, you can just show it as a reference to other clients, and it's going to start the backlinking way in natural perspective. So I think these are all I wanted to cover today from the B2B part. Of course, there are a lot of things, a lot of strategies that you can, apply to your clients or your company. But I think the first thing is you need to know your industry and the people that you are going to work with well, and be visible in that platforms. See their pain points, see their needs, and then try to answer their questions as much as you can. And yes, just put yourself into customers' shoes and really put yourself in that, so that you will see the results. So I'm gonna leave this stage to Roman. Just let me stop my.
Oh, you just gave a spoiler.
I think I stopped my screen.
All right. Thank you very much for your contribution.
You're welcome.
It's been 47 minutes, but I don't know if anyone wants to listen to me after Yağmur's presentation, because it blows mine. And let me share my screen, and I will go really quickly. So stay with us here, please. So let's start with some big news of this week. This year we had tons of algorithm updates. We have product review update. We had feature snippets update. This month in June, we have had June core update, which is finished. First one. And this week we have another one, which was expected for a year to come, and it's called Page Experience Algorithm Update. And right now, this is live for just top stories. It started yesterday, and another one in July is core update. So I wish you all a hot summer, a lot of holidays, but it's never gonna be happen for this summer, because we SEOs have a lot of things to do, I guess, or some of you have bits and boobs to do. I don't know. Let's see what we will do. So, and not, by the way, Google has stopped using AMP as an eligibility factor for top stories as of yesterday. So page experience algorithm update will be assist with understanding which is the best page for the top stories on Google search. So Google's also focus is to give users more quality search results. So page experience algorithm update, it's for worldwide, it's for all languages, and for all countries. So keep an eye on this algorithm. Don't forget to make your pages really fast, make the web fast, because our goal, our OKR right now is to grow revenue, is to grow traffic, is to have happy clients. So happy client needs to have more optimized website. It's in our hands. So I want to give you also an example of a landing page of a blog. Here you can see some of great things that you need to have, but not just on B2B blogs. You can use it in every blog, but especially on B2B, you can have like guest authors, like Yağmur. Yağmur is my guest, it's my special guest. So you need to enter the name of the author and what is she doing, what the author represents. You need to value their time, visitors' time, because you have a long blog post, but maybe user intent is not to read this long blog post. So to give another option, you can have images, you can have videos, you can have maybe a podcast, like short voice, not the whole story of the article, just a short story. So tell something that users will like it, they will love it, this article. So also give them a precious, I don't know how to pronounce that, sorry for my English, Yağmur, maybe you know, precious solution. So it's something like you give some tables about an article. It, by the way, it's specific to this article. It's a topic which this table it's needed, but another competitors doesn't have it. So when you have it, visitors will become like a potential client because they don't know how to do that. They don't have time to do this stuff. So they might want to use your platform, your tool. So in case to make that happen, enter a sticky button for example, this one. It's free trial. You can have this button everywhere, like a sticky button, or somewhere like a internal link, for example. Do you have any suggestions for here, by the way, Yağmur?
No, I think you covered all, like what I was gonna say.
Oh no.
It's like yeah, when you use this kind of tools, for example, I mean, I'm not talking about this specific example, but when you already know that what they are actually having the challenge, and then when you create a solution as a tool or something like that, once you present it to them and once you reach out to your website with that tool, and then you can say that, well, you're already having some challenge with this issues and with these topics, so why don't you let us do this for you, and you can just turn this organic traffic into your potential clients as well, as like another trick that would be from this perspective.
That's nice trick.
Yeah.
So let's go then to the next one. It's about competitor analysis, which we need to do with all of the website, not for B2B, but I'm not specialized 100% for B2B, but it's for B2B too. So you need also to analyze your landing pages versus your competitors, your organic competitors, not that one which you think that their technology is better, la 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 blah blah blah. So you need to know your organic competitors. Search for a query on Google, and you will see that all the competitors, or just search with the operator on Google related to dots, and then your website.com, or what is the domain name. So when you enter this search operator on Google, you will have your competitors, your related competitors. So it's a search operator. Here I wanted to give an example from Ahrefs. I just analyzed Ahrefs on Ahrefs, and I compared it to SEMrush and Moz. So I saw that SEMrush has a lot of landing pages regarding this query. it's rank checker. So SEMrush has like analytics organic overview, analytics rank, position tracking, and etc. So Google is trying to understand which is the more relevant. So Google is wasting a little bit time on that website, on that landing pages. So to don't have that waves, this keyword cannibalization is technical pronunciation of that. So you need to have a really fixed landing page, a specific landing page to that query. It's a generic query, rank checker, because its volume is over 4,000 search volume. It's on United States, I guess. I don't remember. So just check out, enter a competitors on Ahrefs or another tool, SEMrush maybe, and you will see what kind of landing pages you rank and you ranked for, and just make a simple landing page that will cover the whole story of what you want that users, what your audience wants to see on the website. So another one is a tweet of Mary Haynes. I really like a lot she's tweets, because there is a lot of tips from John Mueller, from another resources. Also, she have an agency where there's also a lot of blog posts. So everything, I guess, every tweet of her is important. So don't forget to check out his tweet. So here, Mary mentioned that from John Mueller's SEO Hangout, that Google ignores that backlinks and probably spammy ones too. So that backlinks means that that backlink is broken. When you enter a link, which you saw on SEMrush or Ahrefs, this link is broken, or the website expired, the domain name expired, or server is not loading. So Google ignores for 10 to 20 years. I don't know if it's that true, 20 years, but 10 years maybe. So John Mueller says, of course, I don't say that. John Mueller says 10 from 20 to 20 years. So I will accept that, of course. So Google says that ignores that backlinks and spammy ones. So when someone is sending to you spammy backlinks, then you don't need that much to do disavow. But in my opinion, I would consider that to disavow if you have a ton of spammy backlinks, because it might affect your visibility. You need to check out maybe on Search Console or another tool that you use. But of course, Search Console is the best way to find out what's going on with your organic search visibility and organic issues. So that was a tweet from Mary. And another one is about schema markup. Of course, it's for B2B, B2C, e-commerce, etc. So in this case, we used FAQ page schema markup on a website. It was implemented over 1 year ago. And Google, just after an algorithm update, started to increase the impressions and clicks of these results, which was implemented with FAQ page schema markup. I guess they understand it better after core updates, after some feature snippet updates. So right now we get better results. I don't know if anyone sees that for search appearance FAQ rich results. So it makes your search result more rich. Like you have a search result, which is basic one, blue link and description. And under that, you can include some questions like PAA, people also answer. It's something like that. So if you include that, you will also answer some questions of what users might be interested in. And oh yeah, the last one is from Andrew Charlton. I hope I pronounced it correctly. He created a really useful tool, or what to say, I don't know, but it automates your keyword research processes just for free. There is 8 sheets template that you can use. You can get search volume, you can get search results on Google, you can filter it by location, etc. things. So Andrew is also conduce Weekly SEO newsletter. So it's not the same, of course, but his concept is different. But he created this website, so you can use it for free if you don't have any budget for tools. And I guess that's what I wanted to share. Yeah, the last one is, of course, a little bit promotional after this presentation. So you can subscribe to our weekly SEO news. We also have email newsletter. If you subscribe right here, all right, I'm not that good for the promotional things, but you can subscribe here, so you will get that kind of newsletter bi-weekly. And thank you very much for being with us, Yağmur.
It was really a good experience for me because it was my first live talk in this SEO galaxy, let's say. So it was really exciting, and actually it was insightful for me as well, because you already mentioned a lot of great stuff that this week's news in SEO. So yeah, I mean, it was a really good experience. And actually, you couldn't promote yourself and your newsletter, but I can promote it because some of my friends already asked me that where can we get these slides, or where can we reach out to these slides. So I think it's safe to say that it's going to be shared under the description of this recorded video on YouTube later on. So it's good to mention that as well. Yeah, thanks for having me in this call.
Yağmur, you are out of this world. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation again and for your contributions. Dozens of poems.
Anytime. Have a great rainy day in there, because we all here.
All right. So thanks every attendee for being with us, and see you next week.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Bye-bye.